Welcome to Lariat TV News. I'm Danica Young, and this week there's some love in the air.
And one of Baylor's biggest traditions is back with some controversy. I'm George Schroeder. Let's get right into All University Sing.
One of Baylor's biggest traditions returned to campus this weekend, but an unaffiliated organization spoiled the surprise. Caitlin Sides tells you how.
Sing season is here, and lots of controversy came with it due to one organization on campus leaking the themes of each act.
The whole point of Sing is that it's a secret. And when it's not kept a secret, I mean, everyone wants to know what it is because it's super fun, it's super exciting.
Earlier this week, the Nose Brothers organization leaked all of the Sing titles 2 days before the shows. This caused lots of talk around campus, especially since the themes are kept secret all year.
We want to keep it a surprise for the crowd, and then, when it gets leaked like that by that organization, it's just kind of a slap in the face to everybody because everybody's worked so hard to try to keep it a secret, and then they just, boom. It's just disappointing.
Many different Sing chairs had different opinions on how they took this news, especially since everything has been set in stone since mid-October.
It wasn't something that's funny like they normally do. It was so hurtful.
I wasn't really that upset about it because, again, I kind of already knew a lot of them, and I feel like a lot of people got upset, but at the same time, those people have also been the ones sharing their themes.
It's just your act title when there's your vocalist and what songs they're singing, your backdrop, your props, your plot. Your plot is probably the biggest driver, and that's, something that hasn't been told yet.
As shows start this weekend, many will wonder, will Sing lose its secrecy factor due to oversharing about themes, or will this just be another bump in the road? For Lariat TV News, I'm Caitlin Sides.
As groups get set to perform, many are aiming to make a comeback and qualify for pigskin. But one fraternity is singing for a bigger purpose. Phi Kappa Chi is returning to sing after not making pigskin last year. The group is known for regularly being a top sing act, but last year they surprisingly did not place in the top 8. This year the group said they are not just striving for a comeback, but also to share the gospel through their act.
The purpose of what we do is to come together as one body to affect one life in the audience. And if we get to make pigskin this year, which I really hope we do, it's just another chance to share the gospel through our act, and to come together and be a little silly, put on some makeup, wear a costume, and get out there and share the gospel.
Baylor has been at the heart of many love stories, and this Valentine's Day, LTVN's Danica Young met with Baylor couples who found love right here on campus. Here's the story.
In the spirit of Valentine's Day, many former and current students have found love right here on campus. Here are some of their stories. Carol and Grady Krausen met as Baylor alumni at a Baylor basketball game 10 years after graduating.
We met at the Farrell Center where we graduated and where, other meaningful events during our time at Baylor happened. So it is really special.
Grady said he made sure she was a Baylor Bear on the first date. Gwen and Luke Henry are currently navigating married life as students at Baylor.
It's just been a joy to do life with her and go through the challenges and everything.
For the Henrys, nothing beats having a built-in friendship this Valentine's Day.
Classic. Started dating on February 14th, Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day for us is really special because that always marks another year of being together.
They encourage those looking for love to make sure your partner checks all of your boxes and more, like they did for each other. High school sweethearts Linda and Robert Maston graduated from Baylor in the 60s after getting married during her junior and his sophomore year. Together, they built a Baylor family with 3 children and 6 grandchildren who currently go to or have graduated from Baylor.
And there was never a day in our marriage that I doubted his love. He was just always very, very gracious and very kind and wanted to make me happy. And he did.
She says the secret to marriage is being considerate of your partner. But whether you're single or even taken, have hope because you still might find the love of your life right here on campus. For Lariat TV News at Fountain Mall, I'm Danica Young.
Baylor PD pulled over a number of students this week, handing them chocolate, kisses, donuts, and coffee. For those who have early morning Wednesday classes, staff camped outside of their office ensuring that faculty and students could enjoy a sweet Valentine's treat. As supplies ran out, one student even left with an entire jar of goodbye kisses until BUPD returns for a coffee mingle in March.
A Baylor multicultural group was promoting Love in the Sub earlier this week, featuring cookie decorating and card making to help you score some points on Valentine's Day. Latinas Unidas hadn't met since Christmas on 5th, but had their hearts set on a heartfelt comeback this Valentine's Day. The group hosts many events each semester and encourages Latina students to participate. This week, cookies and cards were created for a senior group at a local church, and you don't have to be Latina to join in on the group's fun.
We're really trying to start it back up, just trying to get a lot of multicultural students, specifically anyone who identifies as a woman on campus, just to come and, you know, unite and talk and get amongst themselves and just have a good time with some free food as well and some music.
Up next, an on-campus favorite dining option is open again.
And how you can prepare yourself for spring break and the exams before it.
One of the most anticipated times of the semester for college students is quickly approaching: spring break. Claire Goodyear shows you how Baylor students plan to prioritize their safety while they're gone.
With only 2 weeks until spring break, students are planning their travels, but also taking safety into consideration.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to take their precautions, but I think it's a good opportunity for college freshmen, just other college students in general, to have that glimpse of independence and need to be responsible for yourself.
Speaking from experience, some seniors know how younger students can stay safe while having fun during the break.
I have done spring break for 3 years now. Some advice I'd give would probably be just have fun. You know, you only get spring break so often, live in the moment, but don't be stupid. A lot of times you always hear of stories about tragic spring breaks, and just don't let that be you.
Traveling alone can be scary, but one student has a solution.
Logistically, there should be enough Baylor kids around that the flights in and out of Dallas, you can see someone you know. Make friends along your way. I don't think it has to be completely dangerous.
And many agree that prioritizing safety is essential.
As long as you're being smart and making not stupid choices, you should be fine.
Just be smart. We're all young. Just have a good time.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Goodyear.
What's the best way to stay positive and have less stress as midterms approach? Well, focusing on the here and now is a path to success. Dr. Heather Harris of the Baylor Counseling Center shared 6 actionable habits that students can implement to reach those goals. For starters, exhibiting mindfulness and gratitude are great first steps for the peace we need, and the practice of gratitude can help us focus on what is right in the world rather than what's wrong. Harris says, don't wait until you're stressed to begin the process, and encourages students to start with small steps. Resources are offered at the Baylor Counseling Center, and they're always happy to help.
We sometimes see an uptick in students coming to the Baylor Counseling Center, right at the very end of the semester, or when midterms hit, or when major papers are due. But we would really love to see our students come in a lot earlier than that and start working on their mental health way before it gets out of control.
Flying saucers and warm cookies are back on the menu at Baylor. Memorial Dining Hall is open once again. Memorial Residence Hall underwent renovations starting in December, and those modifications were extensive enough to shut down the campus favorite, Mimo. Now, after lending some menu items to other dining facilities during the downtime, Memorial is back open and fully operational. Crews beat the targeted reopen date of Friday, February 16th by 1 day. Wednesday, Baylor Spiritual Life recognized a special day of religious reflection. In acknowledgement of Ash Wednesday, the Bobo Spiritual Life Center hosted 2 services for staff and students. Ash Wednesday is a holy day of prayer in many Christian traditions that starts the 40 days of Lent that lead up to Easter. The ashes on every forehead serve as a remembrance of human mortality and Christ's sacrifice. Even for those who could not attend the services, ashes were still available and the chapel was open all day.
So as a born and raised Catholic and being a former Baylor student, now Baylor employee, it's really nice to know that this Baptist community is also really welcoming to other denominations and my Catholic faith.
Basketball icon Brittany Griner is headed to Waco.
We'll tell you why when we come back. Keep it here.
Let there be light. Let there be roommates and teammates and strangers who become family. Let there be marching and cheering. Let there be challenging courses and time to share. Scholarship and championships. Let there be groundbreaking and soul-searching. Let there be laughter. Let there be joy. Let there be light.
Baylor baseball player Cole Posey is living his dream as a legacy student. He grew up wanting to play in Waco, but the journey took longer than he expected, and Claire Marie Scott tells us why.
Cole Posey, a senior infielder on the Baylor baseball team, has roots that extend deep in the green and gold. Both of his parents went to Baylor, which led to his love for the university. He has memories of his family holding season tickets for football, baseball, and basketball since 2011, giving Cole something to aspire to.
All I wanted to do was be a Baylor baseball player. Like, a lot of kids are like, I want to go play for the Rangers, I want to play for the Astros, I want to play for the Yankees, whatever. I was always, for me, I want to play for Baylor. Like, I really remember that being like my highest dream as far as baseball goes.
After going to a state championship with Georgetown High School in 2019, Cole originally enrolled at Boise State. Then he landed in New Mexico before getting the offer of his dreams. After being between schools, Cole describes stepping out in a Baylor jersey in 2023 for the first time as surreal.
The first scrimmage, whenever I got to put on an actual Baylor jersey, this was in the fall, and I got to put on that jersey, and I just remember standing out here looking up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I have a BU on my hat, like, I'm wearing a Baylor jersey, I'm playing on the field. I watched so many games where I always wanted to be, like, this is so surreal, this is so amazing, and really all I could think about is, like, this is so full circle.
Getting to Baylor as an older player with experience at different levels of programs, Cole tasked himself with a leadership role.
I told Coach T, I was like, let me help lead in whatever way you see possible. Let me help bring those younger guys along. And so that was one of my biggest focuses last year.
For high school players aspiring to go to their dream college and play baseball, Cole has a piece of advice.
It's not always going to work out exactly how you have it planned, right? And rarely in life does it, you know? But kind of take those ebbs and flows, those ups and downs, and use that to really focus on, you know, building your character, building your personality as a baseball player, becoming resilient, persistent, all those kinds of things, because, you know, it's going to help you in baseball, but it's going to help you even after baseball.
You can catch Cole and the rest of the Bears during their home opener on February 20th. For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Marie Scott.
After a long offseason, Baylor baseball kicks off its season this weekend. The Bears are one of 6 teams participating in the annual Shriner Children's College Baseball Showdown at Globe Life Field in Arlington. 2 other Big 12 teams, Oklahoma and number 18 Texas Tech, are participating, along with Nebraska, Oregon, and number 5 Tennessee. Baylor starts the weekend by playing Nebraska on Friday, then they play Oregon on Saturday and close out the weekend on Sunday with number 5 Tennessee.
We are obviously coming off of a difficult first year, and you know, but at the end of the day, this is where we want to go. These are the type of people we want to be playing. These are the type of people and programs that you know, we want to get to their level of competition. So, you know, we're not going to dodge anybody. If you look at our schedule, it's pretty obvious.
Baylor men's basketball is headed on the road for their next 2 games, the first one being West Virginia on Saturday. The Bears are currently sitting at 3rd in the Big 12 Conference after coming off a win on Tuesday versus number 25 Oklahoma. The Bears entered the game 3rd in the nation in three-point field goal percentage, 5th in offensive efficiency, and 2nd in the Big 12 in points per game. Coach Scott Drew is working with the team on improving confidence in their play on the road after losing a close game to Kansas last weekend.
On the road, there's an uneasiness that the crowd makes you feel, and we get better normally as the game goes on, taking care of the basketball. But to win in this league on the road, you got to do it 40 minutes. You can't just do it 20 or 30. And last game, we didn't do it at all.
Earlier this week, men's basketball played Oklahoma in Big 12 play one last time. LTVN was courtside.
Number 12 Baylor men's basketball thrashed the visiting Oklahoma Sooners in their last regular season matchup as conference foes, winning 79-62. Junior guard Jaden Nunn had his season-high 27 points and made 6 of his 9 three-point attempts.
Really credit the guys for finding Jaden when he was hot. And some teams, they think when someone else gets going, it's my turn to get going, and teams that really love one another ride the hot hand. And Jaden didn't force anything either, and did a great job.
The Bears gained the lead early in the first half and frankly never looked back. After turning the ball over 21 times against Kansas, Baylor only turned the ball over 5 times against Oklahoma. They also made 11 three-pointers as a team, which marks the first time in 49 conference matches that the Sooners gave up 10-plus made three-pointers.
You know that we unstoppable. Like, really, you can't stop. Like, you stop me, you got to stop the other force. So really, you just like, I feel like we unstoppable, and I feel like we have a lot of edge to us. We have a bright future ahead of us when we all just going.
This game also marked the first time in 2 years that all 5 Baylor starters were double-digit scorers. Reggie Dennis had 8 assists, and Jacoby Walter had 6 rebounds. A special moment came at the end of the game when senior forward Austin Sachs, who was recently awarded a full scholarship, made a 3 to put the Bears up 20.
So he came off the screen. Obviously, you know, we all want Sachs to shoot. He came off the screen, and I saw him hesitate about to pass me the ball. And I was like, oh, Sachs, no. I was like, get one, Sachs, get one, Sachs. I saw him working out earlier today, putting in the lab work, and then he trusted it. He was real confident. Butter.
Yeah, butter.
Baylor continues Big 12 play on Saturday, and they make the trip to Morgantown to play West Virginia. For Lariat TV News, I'm with Braden Murray.
Women's basketball is retiring Brittany Griner's jersey, number 42, this Sunday before the Texas Tech game. Griner is returning to Waco for the first time in over a decade, largely due to an estranged relationship with the university and former women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey in particular. Griner played a crucial role on the 2012 National Championship team and finished her time at Baylor as a 2-time National Player of the Year. She also holds numerous Big 12 records, including points scored, blocks, and field goals made. A Baylor acrobatics and tumbling coach is back in action with Team USA after making the 2024 International Weightlifting Federation World Cup roster and is ready to redeem herself.
Baylor acrobatics and tumbling assistant coach Shayla Hutchins was just recently named to the Team USA weightlifting roster for the 2024 International Weightlifting Federation World Cup.
Being named to the IWF World Cup team, we're really just excitement. I've been an alternate for the past year for Team USA in this Olympic quad.
Hutchins has experience representing Team USA after previously competing at the 2022 IWF World Championships. Hutchins says she didn't perform as well as she hoped to there, and that's keeping her motivated to bounce back this year.
My coach and I decided to drop a weight class to be in the 55 kilo weight class, and I'm a 59 kilo weight lifter originally. So he was like, if you go down to the 55 kilo weight class, it'll be a lot easier for you to make an international team.
Hutchins got plugged into weightlifting at Baylor and has been pursuing it ever since. She met her coach during a weightlifting session back when she was a student athlete, and her journey to top-tier weightlifting started with a step down.
That meet did not go how I wanted it to, and that was the last time that I was on an international stage. So being able to have that opportunity again and to be able to do it in the weight class that I'm comfortable with is really exciting. So I'm just ready to go out there and kind of redeem myself from that 2022 World Championship.
From Lariat TV News, I'm Allie Check.
That's it for sports this week. We'll keep you updated as LTVN goes courtside when Brittany Griner makes her return to Waco.
And that wraps up our newscast this week. Make sure to check with the Lariat for our all-university Sing rankings.
And whether you like the list or not, be sure to stick with us for the latest on campus and around Waco. Until we see you again, have a great week, and as always, Sic 'em Bears.